Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm so sorry I can't be live today. I have a presentation, like a career fair for high school kiddos tonight, but I will go ahead and go over the homework and the lessons, and that's it. Okay, so I'm on page 86 in the workbook, like in the homework book, and it should look like this. There's some readings on there. Hopefully, you did it. So, exercise one, match the money problems with the suggestions. So, number one, they give you, I don't have enough money to buy lunch. And it's C, how about bringing lunch from home? Number two, I'm worried about being in debt. And the answer is D, you should see a debt counselor. And number three, I don't have enough nice clothes for work. So, the answer is B, you could go to a thrift store. Number four, I'm too tired to cook dinner after work, but takeout meals are unhealthy. And the answer is A, why don't you cook meals on the weekends and freeze them? Okay, so exercise two, read the letters and answer the questions. So the first one, Dear Money Guy, I drive to work every day, but gas is very expensive. My car uses a lot of gas, and I can't afford to fill up my car. I also need to see an auto mechanic for repairs. I'm worried about having the car break down on the way to work. What should I do? Can you give me any advice? Or can you give me advice? Worried Larry. So this guy answers him. Dear Worried Larry, I have a few suggestions for you. First, ask a coworker to give you a ride to work and you can share the cost of gas. Second, you could drive to work 3 times a week and take the bus twice a week. Finally, you could think about taking the bus for a couple of months and saving money for your car repairs. You might enjoy taking the bus. Then you could sell your car. Money guy. Okay, so the answers. So, number one, what are Worried Larry's problems? So, gas is very expensive. He has to pay. B, he has to pay for auto repairs. Um, and and C, he's worried about his car breaking down driving to work. So, Money Guy suggests that Worried Larry asks a coworker to give him a ride and share the cost of gas. B, he could just drive 3 times a week, take the bus twice a week. Or C, he could just take the bus and save his money for a little while until he has enough money to pay for the repairs. Okay, so number three, read the letter to Money Guy. Dear Money Guy, I spend too much money on clothes. I don't really need new clothes, but when I go to the mall, I always want to buy something new. I use my store credit card. At first, I tried to pay off my bill every month, but now I have reached my spending limit and the bills are too high. What should I do? Clothes crazy. So this person has shopping issues, I guess. Um, read the solutions. Write an answer to clothes crazy. Use first, second, third, and finally. So that you just write according to the solutions that they give you. But you're looking to use could and should. So it would go something like, Dear Clothes Crazy, I have a few suggestions for you. First, you should pay all your bills before you go back to the mall. Second, after you pay your bills, you should cancel your store credit card. Oh, and always pay cash. And then the next two are probably using could. So you could say, um, third, you could make a list of clothes you really need before you go shopping. And finally, you could also shop with a friend and ask your friend's advice before you buy anything. I hope this advice is helpful, Money Guy. Okay, so that should get you more practice on using could and should. So we're going to go to page 95 in the textbook, this book. Okay. So we are on Unit 7 and Lesson F. Okay, so we're going to be talking about get and take. Um, these are both words or both phrases that you kind of just have to memorize. So, like a lot of other things. So, the terms are in the gray boxes. So there's get and then take. So the phrases that we use are get dressed, get engaged, get married, get lost, get sick, get upset, get a job. Um, so that's kind of how we use get in those situations. And then take a bus, take notes, take a break, take a bath, take a vacation, take pictures. Um, there are other ways to say these things, but I think most of the time this is about right. So we'll kind of use them now in in letter A. Talk with a partner. I'll talk to myself. So here's some examples of using these. Um, they're called, I keep calling them something different, but they're called collocations. So matching the word get or take with other nouns or adjectives. It's called a collocation. Okay, so here's some examples. Here's a question. Do you get sick very often? No, I don't. I hardly ever get sick. And another example, have you taken a vacation recently? Yes, I have. I took a vacation to Florida last year. So they used past tense in that one. So all of these can be used past tense. Um, I'll do a couple of examples in past tense as well. So here's another one. Um, I used to get lost in the mall when I was younger. Um, I got a job about 3 years ago. Um, about Sarah gets nervous when she needs to speak in front of other people. You all are going to take a test soon. Maybe with photos. I like to take photos on vacation. Um, in Belize, I took a taxi to the beach. What else? My mother got laid off when I was younger, and I take a break at lunch every day. Okay, so let's move on to Unit 8, and that's on page 96. So just turn the page, and it's going to have all these pictures. Yeah. Alrighty, so just look at the pictures and think about what you see. Just more of what is in the actual picture. So it looks like there's a door with a human resources plaque on it. Somebody is giving papers, and maybe even um, that's like a hand going out for a deal or something. Tony is surrounded by kiddos, and he's showing them something on the iPad. There's a fax machine and a copy machine, probably. Community college. So, what is happening? Looks like Mr. Leong is making some sort of deal, and the kiddos are really interested in whatever Tony is showing them on the iPad. And what's the story? So you can make up some sort of story about what is going on. So since we're talking about work, maybe Tony is talking about different jobs there are out there, different careers there are out there. That's funny because that's what I'm doing tonight. um, and Mr. Leong looks like he's shaking a hand, so he might be making a deal of some sort. Right now, I'm really not sure what's going on in these pictures, but I guess we might find out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and we can listen to what's going on. So figure out whenever we're listening to this who is speaking, who are the speakers, and what are they talking about.
Unit 8. Work. Page 97. Exercises 2A and 2B.
Good morning, Tony. Thanks for coming in. I'm Ken Leong, Personnel Manager for the company.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Leong.
So, I have your resume right here, and I understand you're interested in the job of shipping and receiving clerk.
Yes, that's right. I'm applying for the shipping and receiving clerk position.
Okay. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
First of all, could you tell me a little about your background? Where are you from? What kind of work have you done?
Well, I was born in Peru and lived there for 18 years. I finished high school there and then I came here with my family. I've been living here for 2 years.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
Sorry?
Are you working now?
Yes. I've been working part-time as a teacher's assistant at an elementary school for about a year.
Mhm.
And I'm also going to community college at night. I want to get a degree in accounting.
Oh, that's good. What office machines can you use?
I can use a computer, a fax machine, a scanner, and a copying machine.
Excellent. Those skills will be useful in this job. You'll need to take inventory and order supplies. Now, Tony, can you tell me about some of your strengths?
Excuse me?
Your strengths, your personal qualities. What makes you a good person for this job?
Well, I'm very responsible and reliable. If I have a deadline, I come in early or stay late to finish the job.
Uh-huh.
Also, I get along with everyone. I never have problems working with people. I like everyone and they like me.
That's great. Can you work any shift?
Well, I prefer the day shift because I have classes at night.
Okay, Tony. There's going to be an opening in the day shift soon. I'll get back to you next week sometime.
Thank you, Mr. Leong. I appreciate that. It was nice to meet you.
You too. I'll give you a call.
Okie dokie. So, who are the speakers? It sounds like it was Tony and Mr. Leong. Number two, what are they talking about? So it sounds like it was like an interview of some sort. So Mr. Leong is interviewing Tony, and they're talking about his like past work experience and where he is from and what he's doing right now. So yeah, okay. So in letter B, he is applying to be a shipping and receiving clerk. And then number two, his native country. He is from Peru. Number three, his current job, teacher's assistant. Number four, his strengths. He is responsible and reliable. And then number five, he prefers the day shift. Okay, so, sorry. Okay, so in exercise 3A, we're going to complete the story using the words in the gray box. So, like background, degree, employed, gets along, interview, personnel, reliable, and strengths. If you don't know what any of those are, then go like search them before you do the paragraph. And then, pause this if you, so you can do the paragraph before I read it out loud. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. Tony has been working as a teacher's assistant for about a year. He is also going to college part time to get a degree in accounting. Right now, Tony is at a job interview with Mr. Leong, the personnel manager. Mr. Leong asks about Tony's background. Tony says he is from Peru and has been living in the United States for 2 years. Next, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's work experience, and Tony says that now he is employed at a school. Finally, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's personal strengths. Tony says he is responsible and reliable, and he gets along with everybody. Mr. Leong says he will contact Tony next week. Okay, so hopefully you got those right. So, letter B, talk with a partner and ask and answer the questions. Have you ever had a job interview and what happened? Well, I only have my cat to talk to, but I can answer that for the sake of answering it. I have had several job interviews and I haven't gotten all of them, but I've gotten most of them, so that's good, and especially good for my current job. So yeah, hopefully, if you guys have job interviews, you will do very well, especially with knowing more English. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, so your homework, you have a long time to do your homework, and my cat is sitting on the workbook. So you are going to be doing, you should probably do the last unit too, so 7F. So wherever 7F is, do that. So do page 88, 89, and then 90 and 91. So 88, 89, 90, and 91. Okay. All right. Have a good weekend.